stop coughing. I'm trying to
Sorry.
introduce the episode.
You're listening to The Hardpoint with Onexpunchxdad and Code Rome's.
I'm going to do better about my cough button this week.
Welcome back to the Hardpoint episode number 60. My name is Josh. I go by Onexpunchxdad online.
My name is Cody. I go by Big C Murd.
C Murd. And the C stands for cough, apparently.
Cough Murd. Still dealing with it.
Still fighting.
I need to apologize for all the coughs directly into the microphone last week.
Nah,
They lost us a couple listeners.
it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, man. We hung in there. We dealt with it. Are you feeling a little better? Are you getting your strength back, bud?
I feel better. I feel 100%. This dang lingering cough
Yeah.
and chest. You know when you get the tickles
Yeah.
in your throat
Yeah.
and your chest, and you can't help but you can't not cough. Like literally breathing
Yeah.
tickles, and in turn you just hack.
I
Kinda where I'm at
still,
right now.
weeks later after getting sick, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now, I will still get the occasional like catch in my throat, and I have to and it's like way back there. So I have to breathe in real hard and cough it out. Yeah, you gotta it's like like you're trying to hit home plate from the outfield or something.
I feel like you need to get underneath it.
Yeah,
It's like a feeling of getting underneath this loogie that's stuck in my throat.
exactly. You're trying to dig underneath it to pitch it out of there.
And dude, sometimes in the mornings my chest is it's burning. It feels raw, and you're trying to do that, and it's missing, and it's just hurting.
Yeah,
Really
'cause
bad.
Your throat and your larynx or whatever. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. It gets tired of all that trauma after a while. It gets tired of the constant impact of over and over again.
Right.
So,
Did you have a good day yesterday? I know it was a big day for you. Didn't you take off work for the inauguration?
I was off work, not for that, but it was a Monday for me, man. Just another day, another president.
There you go.
It's not even a new president; it's an old president that's been refurbished. So,
Refurbished.
I'm curious. You said you were 100%. You now have a way to track that, and I'm curious what your percentage has truly been at over the past week. If you had any more 1% days.
Not 1%. My recovery at the moment is 48%. I'm technically 48%, I guess. As everybody can see, I am in the yellow.
That's pretty good.
Not,
I like those numbers.
yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's see.
As
you can see though, my graph, kind of down the last few days.
We're trending. There's the shareholders aren't loving these numbers, man.
No. The quarter over quarter numbers not looking good.
Not looking great. Have you when you I'm assuming when you got that thing you were probably feeling good. This is before you got sick. Have you had any 80% recovered days or what's your?
Oh yeah, I've had in the 90s.
What's your average? What are you averaging
my
on that?
Average.
What's it called again? It's called a whoop or a whip or
a whoop.
A whoop.
WHOOP. My average this month is 67%. My average this week 65, so a little lower. So I guess my lifetime average recovery is 67. But it tells you how much sleep you get, your strain. That's your output, sleep. I'm always behind on sleep. I think I've discovered that I've never considered myself anybody with sleeping issues. I've never in my life had trouble falling asleep. I never thought I had trouble staying asleep, but this has kind of shed some light on I have a lot of wake events at night that I don't realize, and like this, I was in bed for 8.5 hours, and this says I was asleep for basically 5.5 hours of that. So when I'm getting in bed thinking I'm getting 8 hours of sleep tonight, because I'm getting in bed at whatever 10, wake up at 6, do the math. You got 8 hours there. I'm actually getting like 5.5 hours.
You're paying some tax on that sleep, it sounds like.
Yeah, which would explain why I never feel refreshed in the morning. Ever.
Until you
Every day is
until you
age.
jump in your psychopath ice bath.
Dude, I mean, that's part of it. I feel like just terrible pretty much every morning when I wake up. I cannot relate to the like new day, sunshine and rainbows. Like every morning is tough.
Same. I have a hard time just peeling my ass out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Straight up. My problem is I don't fall asleep easy either. So
Really?
yeah,
You're a pretty heavy sleeper though, aren't you? Like once you get asleep.
I bet you
Or not really.
you probably would have said that at one point too. In your little watch thing, he's telling you you're you're not averaging as much sleep as you thought.
And you can only be in bed it feels like for me to get 8 hours of sleep, I need to be in bed for like 11 or 12 hours, and that's just not feasible. So
No.
I guess this is my life.
I would love to live a life where 11 or 12 hours a day I get to
Be in bed.
just honk shoe, just straight up.
I dream of a life where there's no alarm clocks. You just sleep until your body decides it's had enough sleep. If I ever get to that point in life where I do not need an alarm clock, I simply wake up when my body is ready to get up. I will feel successful.
Speaking my language, brother. Speaking my language. I can't wait. A little aside here before we jump into crushing.
Sure.
You know what I had for dinner today?
For today?
For dinner today? For dinner tonight?
What?
So usually once a week I'll treat myself. I'll let myself go out, get some food. I wanted something tasty. Something high in protein, but something tasty too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I went to an Arby's.
Really?
Yeah. I was going
Did
I was going to Taco Bell, but right across the street was an Arby's, and right at the last second, like almost too late to turn in, I audibled, and I just I whipped it on into the Arby's parking lot. I was like, "All right, show me what you got." I got a half-pound beef and cheddar, like the big one.
Okay.
That's
a lot.
I got a roast beef classic, and I got a buffalo chicken sandwich.
We talking tri-sandwich situation?
I went for the trifecta, the hat trick,
Trio. Holy shit.
the holy trident. 3 sandwiches. Don't want to know how many calories. I'm not tracking macros right now. Lots of protein.
Right.
Lots of
Oh,
protein.
your toilet an apology at some point.
Hey, man, it's sitting real nice in my gut, man. Do you ever get takeout food just for you, and like you're carrying the bag, or like the DoorDash guy drops it off or whatever, and you weigh it in your hand and you're like, that's all going in me. This is I'm about to gain this weight. I'm about to gain this weight, dude.
Yes, especially when it's kind of like a little heavier than you thought it would be.
It's like, hell yeah, man. The scales have tipped in my favor. I did that tonight. I was like, that's a good weight. This guy's
Did you struggle to finish all that, or did you power right through?
I wish I had gotten fries.
3 sandwiches is absurd.
I could eat, man. I'm still hungry. I lifted hard tonight, and I was like, Daddy wants some roast beef.
Dude, that was probably over 100 grams of protein. Almost without a doubt.
See, I filled one of my macros without even trying that hard.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's the only one that matters.
That's true.
Was it good? Like,
you
did
know,
it hit?
Arby's is not like I never sit around thinking about Arby's ever. I see I feel like it's one of the more heavily commercialed restaurants out there. Like I see tons of Arby's commercials, like, we have the meat, whatever.
Right.
I don't think about eating it that often. But a beef and cheddar sandwich goes really fucking hard, man. It's a good do you like Arby's?
I don't think I've had Arby's in 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. And the last time I had it
Wow.
was almost guaranteed to be at one of the apartment complexes pools that our moms worked at together, and it was their chicken strips.
Oh, so you didn't even get like
I've never had their sandwich.
never had a roast beef or anything?
No.
Does that sound appetizing to you? Like a roast beef sandwich, thinly sliced. Arby's. Are you familiar with Arby's sauce? Do you know that flavor profile at all?
No, I don't.
Okay.
For some reason, Arby's kind of grosses me out, but on paper, it shouldn't. It's meat and cheese. I love meat and cheese. Like that's right up my alley. Is a sandwich with meat and cheese. You're speaking my language. But for some reason, Arby's it's like too much meat.
So it doesn't help matters that all of their roast beef sandwiches look like open vaginas. That's true. Their roast beef I think the reason why is because their sandwiches lack firmness.
Okay.
When I bite into a sandwich, I need some resistance. The chicken sandwich did give me that. I got a buffalo chicken sandwich, added a little Arby's sauce, which is kind of like, it's tart, but it's good. Mm-hmm. It's, salty but tart. And that was really good. The chicken sandwich actually might have been my favorite part. It was very messy, but it was really good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a roast beef sandwich, just you bite it and you bite right through it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like a pillow sandwich. But it was good, man. It was good. I would absolutely fork out for you to give Arby's a proper 2025 try.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
I don't think it fits my goals at the moment, but I will hop on Arby's at some point. This year.
And they got them curly fries, man. And curly fries are always good.
That's a killer.
Curly fries.
Do you put consideration into the order in which you eat?
Yeah.
Different sandwiches?
Oh yeah. Like are you talking like when you have a feast before you and you kind of prioritize, like, I'm going to have this first.
What do I want to finish on?
Yeah.
What do I want to start with?
Or I know you're not a sushi eater, but I will work in like a rotation. Like if I have several different types of sushis, I'm like, all right, I'm going sushi A, sushi B, sushi C, sushi A. Or if I have more of one, then I'm going to have two of sushi A, one sushi B, one of sushi C, 2, 1, 1. So yeah, absolutely. Like I turn into Rain Man when it comes to like prioritizing like what order I'm going to eat my food in, for sure. Do you do that?
Oh yeah. I definitely do.
Yeah,
I definitely do.
Yeah. So tonight I was hungry as hell. So I dug right into the bag, got the classic roast beef because it was the most it's like the most wieldy sandwich. Like if you're driving, you don't want to have something that's got like lettuce falling in your lap.
Right.
All sorts of all sorts of bullshit falling out of it, sauces dripping all over the place. You can't do that on the road. That's not safe. So I got the plain Jane roast beef sandwich down the hatch, got home. Then I did the chicken because I was most excited about the beef and cheddar because that's the one that I typically go with. So then I ate the chicken sandwich second, and then I ate the beef and cheddar. I will tell you though, knowing what I know now, I would have had the chicken sandwich last. I would have made that my pièce de résistance.
What are the odds of you like circling back for dinner tomorrow? Like same thing.
Tomorrow, no, but like the next time I eat out, going back to Arby's, like why not? Let's go again. I will probably rotate back to it sooner than I thought.
Not too soon though, because you'll have the dominoes effect where like it slaps. And then you kind of overexpose it a bit.
But I'm wearing it out.
Yeah.
I will say, because I know you and I are both Domino's apologists, you do get a sense of the cheapness of Domino's after a while. And that food, let me tell you, is getting to the point where it is so cheaply made. Like you look at their chicken, you taste their chicken, you taste their ingredients, and you're like, it's not bad, but it definitely came out of a plastic bag. And I paid $25 for this fucking pizza.
I can't get behind their chicken. Their pizza is off the chain. Their chicken is not. It's the worst of the big three pizza places.
Yeah, their wings are not great. Their
Pizza Hut got the best wings.
See,
They're like Buffalo Wild Wings, like legit wings.
Their Pizza Hut does have pretty good wings. That's true. Yeah, Domino's, their wings aren't great. You know what I love at Domino's that I don't think you've had is their sandwiches. They have like this hot habanero something or other sandwich. My God, it is good as hell, bro.
It is expensive. The markup on that shit is crazy.
It's insane.
If you get a pizza and wings ordered with a tip, you're looking at over $30, $35.
Go get it. Straight up. If you want Domino's that bad, there's one up the street for me. If you want Domino's that badly and the weather is good, just go get it. You're going to save yourself $15 straight up.
Yeah.
On top of what is typically like a $40 order.
Okay, let me ask you this. If it was going to take you 45 minutes round trip, would you still go do it?
No.
Okay,
no.
That's my situation.
Ooh.
The traffic around here, so terrible that you just pay for delivery.
Yeah, I forget. You're a little isolated. That is one thing about living in town that I like is everything's close, man. If I want something, I just go get it.
It sounds like a dream.
It's
I
nice.
don't. That's such a distant reality from me.
If I want Buffalo Wild Wings, 10-minute car ride.
I yearn.
We're there. I yearn.
I yearn for that, bro, so hard.
It's what you get for shacking up in the metro, brother.
I know.
Let's man. Crush. Let's crush, baby. It's time for What Are You Crushing? And I'm going to start this week because mine are kind of light, but it touches on something you were crushing recently. I started American Primeval.
Yes!
I kind of drifted off actually last night. Not that it wasn't interesting, but I was getting tired and I was trying to watch and I ended up kind of like the time to shut it off. But I made it about 2.5 episodes deep. I gotta say, yes, on the Red Dead vibes. I established it is a different time period. So this is like
50 years earlier.
Yes,
40,
yes. So this is like around maybe a little before the Civil War type era. I think it's like 1830s or 40s. I can't remember.
57.
50. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So just before the Civil War. So it does predate Red Dead by quite a bit, but the tone and the brutality, absolutely, beat for beat. Yeah, that it is. It is. This show is a rough watch.
Yes.
In a lot of regards, this show is. There are a lot of moments, and I'm not very squeamish. I'm not very like horror and gore in movies doesn't typically bother me. And I think it's because I was exposed to it very young by my parents who just did not register that it's a kid at the age of 3 should not watch Aliens.
Right.
Anyway, it's brutal. Like there were a few moments watching this show, especially I don't want to give too much away because this is relatively new and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but there are fights and battle scenes between the warring parties. One of those parties is Indians, Native Americans, right? The way scalping is portrayed in this show will make your spine curl up in your back meat. It is straight up hard to watch. There's one part in particular where one of the main characters is getting scalped, and it made me like, it made me recoil a little bit.
Dude.
But I'm loving it.
Are you?
This show is really, really cool. It's really fun. Historically accurate. I don't know. I have heard that it is pretty good from an actual. I work with a guy who is LDS. He's Mormon, so he's straight up. He's like, yeah, some of that shit happened.
Dude, it paints them in a terrible light.
Yeah,
terrible. I don't know if I just like wasn't informed or what, but I was kind of shocked watching this. I'm like, wow. I wonder if people are like, let's not.
Yeah. Everyone talks about
Make
Mormons
a
being
whole
nice.
show of, yeah,
Turn
dude.
the clock back
crazy.
about 200 years, and you'll have a different story to tell. Yeah, I'm loving it, man. Tonally, cinematography, it's great. Great cast. You were right.
Yeah.
There's no one of particular note in the show. Dane DeHaan, who is one of the actors who was in Oppenheimer, is in it. He's the guy I was talking about. The
scout guy.
The scout guy.
I recognized him, and I recognize Mr. Reed, Isaac, from somewhere. I don't know where. But
Yeah. I'm not sure. And then the main actress has been in some stuff, but for the life of me, I could not tell you what she's been in. But I know I've seen her face in some other stuff as well.
She's really good.
She's
really good in this.
Everyone's doing great. All the native actors that they got for this are really good. And it's really, it's almost kind of given me, in the way that Chernobyl made me feel like I was in the 80s, like this was filmed in the 80s and there just happened to be cameras there. It's kind of touching that. Like, it is all the choices that are made, like, from a cinematography standpoint, feel very, like, supportive of the time period they're trying to.
Yeah. Everything's real tight. Everything's like a real close shot. There's not a lot of, besides maybe like a transitional shot, there's not a lot of wide pan shots. It's all like very up close and intimate, and you can see just the filth and the dirt and the grime. It feels like a very realistic depiction of what it was like then. Just simply how disgusting everything and everybody is. There's no such thing as cleanliness.
Yeah.
Everything is just, even in the episode 1 when they're in that kind of camp and they're all dancing and playing and having a good time, it's just dust.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
There's one scene in particular early on where the woman and her son are walking through the camp or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's like mud. Yeah. And they're just like squishing and walking through town in the mud, and you're just like, ugh, like you feel dirty watching the show a little bit.
Remind you of Valentine.
That
street, the main street is just mud.
Big Valentine vibes. And just everyone's nasty in the show, like mean. Everyone's just kind of like two-faced and ready to steal or kill. And the show does not pull punches as far as violence. There is some sexual violence in this show that is, again, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough.
Every time I've recommended the show, I've given it the asterisk with the recommendation of it is hard to watch. Like, tread lightly, because there are things in the show. There was a kid that got shot in one of these battles, like point blank. And I feel like a lot of times shows and movies kind of stray away from like anything happening to a kid where you actually see it.
Yeah.
And this just like noted.
Wow. I don't want to. If you're listening, hit the and you don't want it spoiled, hit the plus 30 seconds button, because I'm about to reference a scene that you may or may not want to have exposed. There's a scene where like 5 or 6 women are tied up next to a wagon, and they all get their throats cut, and it freaked me out.
Yeah,
it was just the way they filmed it, everything, very chilling.
Did that first battle scene take you by surprise?
It did, man. It really did. It starts out of nowhere, 0 to 100. It's like
an arrow through the dude's head.
An arrow hits a dude, and it devolves into a madhouse very fast. Yeah. And it's not shot in the very typical like action scene kind of way. It's like a handy cam almost,
right?
And it keeps you kind of locked with the POV of kind of the woman and her son, right? The kind of more fragile people in this battle. So you're kind of almost watching it through their eyes in a weird way. And it's just like, you don't know who's who. There's people stabbing each other, people hitting each other with rifles, scalping each other. And it is just, you almost don't know what's going on. And it adds to it in a weird way. It's not like, it's not action movie chaos. It's actual like fog of battle.
Right. Yeah. Like you feel like you're there. Like you said, it puts you there.
Yeah.
It's almost as if you're experiencing it. What do you think of Red Feather? Pretty badass.
I may have to go back. I think I'm committed to like backtrack a little tonight, because I did kind of trail off, but If it's who I think you're talking about, I think Red Feather is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Not necessarily a good just like a cool character, I guess I should say. Not necessarily like the good guy or anything, but pretty cool.
Wait, is Red Feather the Taylor Kitsch guy who is the white guy who was raised with the Indians?
No, that's Isaac. That's Mr. Reed.
That's okay. He's pretty cool. He has a pretty cool fight where he kind of has like a battle cry at the end that's pretty rad. Okay.
He's really cool. Yeah. Red Feather's the Indian. He's the Shoshone, like the renegade Shoshone leader. He has like his face painted black and the red like blade.
The red feathers.
The red feathers. You know?
How will I know him when I see him? Oh, you'll know. You'll know.
Something very intimidating about realizing you're surrounded by Native Americans on horses.
Yeah. Especially in there, like they wore all that stuff to freak people out. And it worked. Dude,
it is creepy, man. There's a couple scenes too where they kind of appear up on the ridge.
Yeah.
And you just see the silhouettes of a bunch of, people on horses. That's a really intimidating scene too.
Yeah. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because I locked in on episode 1 and then episode 2 and a little bit of 3. I was kind of dazing in and out. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm gonna go back to episode 2 and try to properly take all these episodes in because I really like the show.
I'm glad you do. It's worth it, man. It's only 6 episodes. It's not a big commitment, and I don't feel like it let up at all.
Yeah.
There wasn't an episode or any stretch of time where it. It lets off the throttle to me. It is so good.
Cannot state enough that this is not like a typical like historical piece where you gotta kind of like work your way to the action. The show starts and people is effectively start dying right away.
Yeah.
And they don't stop. So American Primeval on Netflix. I'm crushing the hell out of that right now.
I would watch it again. I can't wait for you to finish it.
I'm geeked. I'm excited.
Like obsessed about that show.
Hell yeah. All right.
So good. That was actually my crushing. That's what I was going to talk about.
Oh, you were crushing that too?
I don't think last week I had only watched an episode.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't have very much I didn't recommend it very hard because I hadn't seen anything. And so now I actually finished it and that's all I wanted to talk about. What else did I crush? I'm still on. I've already mentioned this a couple times. I'm still on it. You know what? One thing we haven't mentioned, but the new Kublai Khan Texas album is just a steamer, dude. It is so good. That fucking the first song, or not the first one, the second one.
You got me on Mud. Mud is
Mud's good, huh?
Mud's one of the standouts for sure.
That kind of gallopy like chorus.
Yeah,
so badass.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a part in there too where it slows down and then there's like a bass line and there's a guy talking over. It sounds like from a movie or like a recording or something.
I don't know what that's from. I don't know
what it is, but it kind of gets me hyped. I like that part of the song.
Yeah. It's got some good stuff in there, man. Kublai Khan, dude, can't go wrong.
It's heat. And then the other one is you put me back onto After the Burial. That album.
Evergreen, baby.
So good, man.
It is.
So good. I've been flip-flopping between those two albums exclusively in the gym, and they're getting me right.
After the Burial, as a guitar player, and you can probably appreciate this too, sonically is one of the tightest bands I've ever heard recorded. They have the best guitar tone. If you told me for $100 you can make your guitar sound one way and it will sound perfectly like it does on this album, I would pick that guitar tone on that album. It is some of the most punchy and I don't even know. It is just the guitar work on that album is just so right. It's so perfect. It punches. It has impact where it needs impact. It gallops where it needs to gallop. It solos where it needs to solo. It sounds so damn good. After the Burial's Evergreen is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. because of that.
Do you know any like specs on what they use? Any like rig details or anything?
I know what guitars they're using. They're using Ibanez, I think they're RG 777s or no, RG. They're 8 strings, so they would be. I think they're like RG like 877s or 778s or something. But it's an 8. It's the 8-string model. It's not. It doesn't have the extended scale. So the whatever the fanned frets or whatever. So it's just straight up just 8-string guitars, and they tune to drop E. So they're down there. And then I'm sure they're using all manner of like plugins or Kemper or whatever kind of everyone's using like some kind of amp suite mod thing like Kemper or Line 6 or Axe FX or whatever. So something in there. I'm sure they have several variations for different songs and stuff, but whatever they're doing, it fucking works because that band just rips so hard. And that album came out in 2019, so I feel like they're coming up due for some new After the Burial. Just saying.
You would think so, because I think the one right before that, like the orangey looking album, was 2016 or 17.
Yeah. So
only a 3-year gap there.
Yeah. And I know they still play shows on a fairly regular basis. I think they did a tour last year, maybe. So they're not on a hiatus necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe they may be trying to do what everyone else is not doing. They don't want to release singles, and they're compiling an album, and they're gonna.
I could appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because that Orange album, the one previous to Evergreen, has some good ones on there too.
Yeah, that has the first track on that album goes insanely hard.
Yeah,
and then
Lost in the Static.
Lost in the Static is probably like the anthem from that, which is another song that's just like so insanely hard, dude. Like I would crowd kill so hard for that song. Yeah, After the Burial rips, man, and no one ever talks about them. Makes me mad.
We're talking about them now.
We're talking about them now, baby. We're getting it straight. Hey, let's dive into our topic today. Last week, we had a lot of fun talking about 2025's kind of major AAA video game releases for the year, and just some of the ones we're specifically kind of excited for. And I thought it would be fun because Cody's kind of getting me back on a watching movie kick. He's kind of on a watching movie kick. We're going to talk about movies that are coming out in 2025. At the last minute, I thought it might be fun to open this up to TV shows too, but that's kind of a more nebulous space, and maybe we can do that later on. But we'll stick to movies because I think 2025's got a pretty stacked lineup as far as films that are coming out. So, do you got one teed up that you wanna throw out there, man?
I got 3 here.
Okay.
It's possible we have some overlap. Yeah. My first one is the Superman movie. Was that on yours?
Absolutely.
I'm really excited. I think the trailer, kind of dumb, but the trailer looks awesome to me. It looks so cool.
I have so much trust in James Gunn. I have so much faith. I loved the Suicide Squad, the good one with John Cena. Mm-hmm. I almost called it Peacemaker, for which he was the showrunner. And Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3, Triple Crown, all of them are really good. They're all really funny. They all he's very good at telling multiple stories simultaneously with a lot of characters and making you care about every single last one of them. Absolutely psyched for Superman. Cannot overstate it.
How do you feel about the dog?
Oh, Crypto. So he's in the comics, and I honestly, that fits with the James Gunnification of Superman a little bit.
Yeah.
In my the DC Snyderverse, whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, Henry Cavill, not a bad Superman. Mm-hmm. Ben Affleck, not a bad Batman. Actually had one of the most ass-kicking Batman scenes on film of all time. Straight up. I'll stand by that. But overall, the old DC movie universe took itself way too goddamn seriously. extremely way too seriously to the point where those movies were not fun to watch in the end.
Right.
They were not fun.
So dark and serious and grim.
Exactly. Like, and I just didn't give a shit in the end. I want things like, oh, there's a dog. I need weird things to kind of key me in on this new DC universe that is going to hopefully be better than all that bullshit. I know they've got a lot of work to do, and I know they're probably going to have to make some choices that don't necessarily like satisfy fans right out of the gate. But I think the spirit with James Gunn is always let's have fun. So full trust.
Hell yeah. He earned my trust after Peacemaker, man. Where's Peacemaker 2? It's been long enough.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's been pretty busy standing up an entire cinematic universe. So I don't know if
in my head, Peacemaker and Severance are forever linked because they came out around the same time.
Oh yeah.
And I watched them. They had such different feelings and vibes to them that I would alternate episodes. It's kind of like a palate cleanser. Like when you got deep into one, the other one sounded awesome. So I watched them simultaneously, and that was 2021. It was 4 years ago.
This you'll find this to be great news then. The second season of Peacemaker, the DC Comics-based superhero series, is expected to arrive on HBO Max in August of 2025.
Oh, let's go.
This year, baby. So
what are we going to get first?
This
Peacemaker
season will
2 or
act
GTA 6?
as a soft reboot of the series. So I think what they're going to do is do some retconning and some timeline resetting, because so James Gunn has come out and said that the Suicide Squad is not technically canon in his cinematic universe. So, but I think a lot of stuff like Peacemaker is going to come with it.
Okay.
And so I think you're going to get the same stuff, but he's got to rework some of the ins and outs of it to make it canon with his new DC universe.
I'm very excited. Very excited. I guess that's right on time because Severance, the new season, episode 1 just came out on Friday. So
are you liking it? I know you were geeked for Severance. I know it's not a movie. But
yeah. I forgot to talk about it in Crushing. I guess I will next week. Episode 1 was good. Not a lot happened. It feels like it's setting up the rest of the season, but it's good. I'm glad it's back. Severance is 10 out of 10.
I hate like season openers that don't let anything happen, and they're just like laying out breadcrumbs for the rest of the season. It's like, especially if they're doing week to week, like, dude, give me something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me something.
No, it was that. It gave me not a lot, maybe a little bit here, but nothing really happened. It just felt like it was kind of, which, I mean, God dang, it's been 4 years. I had to like really dig back in my memories and watch recap videos just to even know what was going on.
Yeah.
Anyways, Superman. Do you have one? Do you want to alternate or?
Yeah, we can alternate.
Okay.
This is one that's coming out that I'm going to be straight up. The past few entries were 100% skippable in my mind. But this one is unique for a very specific reason. Jurassic World Rebirth is coming out.
Okay.
The reason this is interesting to me is because it is rated R.
Oh.
And I have always wanted to be, sorry, I was getting a phone call there. Always wanted to see a Jurassic Park movie that was rated R. I want to see these dinosaurs rip somebody's fucking guts out. I want to see some people get fucked up by velociraptors on camera, baby.
Hell yeah.
And I want
not where it like pans and then you hear something happen off screen.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Like, nah, show me this dude getting disemboweled by a megalodon or something.
Have they said what it's, sometimes they'll have like rated R for blah, 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 blah. Like, is there Is it rated R because it shows the dinosaurs doing it?
I hope
or
it's not
because there's
rated
blood and
R.
gore?
I hope it's not rated R for like too many people saying fuck. That's just boring.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it's dinosaurs, man. Let's kill some people.
Does it pick right up where
I don't know.
the left one up?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I want to see what these dinosaurs can do.
Yeah.
Again, on camera. Show it to me, baby. Show me the guts.
That's funny.
Show me I want to see someone get feasted on by a pack of velociraptors. I wasn't hugged enough as a child. But anyway, yeah. Jurassic World, Rebirth, Scarlett Johansson. Don't care.
Enough said.
Dinosaurs, rated R.
I'll get in on that. That sounds pretty good.
Sold. Yeah.
My next one is technically a part 2. The new Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. I saw I guess technically part 1 of this Dead Reckoning in theaters, and it was really, really good and really, really fun. And it leaves off like, I remember a very abrupt ending, like almost like mid-scene, it felt like, because it was a part 1. And so kind of excited to see is this the last one, I guess, the final Mission Impossible?
I think this
Who
is the
knows?
last one with Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. I've been so out on these. I think the last one I watched was Ghost Protocol, and that was like 15 years ago. Not a bad movie. I'm not that into Mission Impossible, but I will say I love everything Tom Cruise has done to kind of restore going to the movies. Like, I think we talked about that a week or two ago. But going to the movies seems like it's getting cool again. And he's done a lot of work like behind the scenes, like in the business, just to make that happen. And also, he's probably going to shoot himself out of a cannon or something, or whatever, like dangle naked off of the top floor of the Eiffel Tower. I don't know. He's going to do something big. He does something huge in every movie. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's fun. You can't take him seriously. Maybe you have to go way out of your way or pay a bunch of money to see these movies. But if you just want like some good action entertainment, these movies are good. And I'm excited for this one.
I think it'll be good. I need to go back and catch up because I need to go to more like cinematic movie experiences that aren't, Moana or an Avengers movie. I want to go to the movies more. And this is something that I could see myself going to see. So that's a good grab. I'd say Mission Impossible looks pretty good.
Thumbs up.
I could get down with there. None of them have been bad. The ones I've watched have never been bad. So I would check it out. All right,
I got one more.
My turn again. I may be about to steal yours though.
There's no way.
Captain America. The new Captain America. I forgot what it was called. I'm going to pull it up here.
Brave New World.
Brave New World. I almost used to
I
be
have a
called.
lot of questions.
So here's my thing. We talked about Marvel. I kind of got off the train right after Endgame. This one does kind of seem like you could have ignored most of the shit that's happened since Endgame and be okay.
Right.
And I did watch, what is it, Bucky and the Winter Soldier and Falcon or whatever, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, whatever. That came out like 2021. And I watched that all in one sitting, actually. And it wasn't bad. I doubt that even it is going to be like vital to the importance of this movie. So, and it looks pretty good. Some of the action that's in it, some of the stuff with Anthony Mackie flying around, the Red Hulk stuff looks pretty cool. I love Giancarlo Esposito. He's in there somewhere being a bad guy, I guess. I think it looks fun. I think this looks like a fun movie.
I feel like, that's not what I expected from you. This felt like a movie that you would say, I would expect you to say, I don't care about that. Why are they making that?
I
You're zagging when I thought you were gonna zig.
I'm trying to be the nice guy, man. I'm trying to be the nice guy here.
What?
Okay, what?
What is it? What? I don't understand. What? That's not the Captain America I remember seeing. Where's Chris Evans?
Chris Evans passed the shield on to Anthony Mackie. He's not.
Okay.
He's Captain America now. You didn't watch the TV show?
No, maybe that's what I missed. See, no, I didn't watch the TV show. What TV show?
I guess I've already proven that myself wrong here. That maybe you should have watched the show. Anthony Mackie is Captain America now. And honestly, that happens at the end of Endgame, and you cannot watch the show, and this will probably be okay, because in the show, without spoiling too much, even though I know you're probably not going to watch it, he unbecomes Captain America, as in they take the shield from him. They elect their own Captain America, who's a dog shit Captain America, and he gets the shield back and truly becomes the Captain America with the wings and all that stuff. Basically, Falcon Captain America. So he is Captain America now. Okay. And
that answers that.
If you don't watch the show and you just go straight out of Endgame into this, I'm gonna guess that you're probably fine. If they lean too heavy on the shit that happened in the Winter Soldier Falcon show, then they're fucking up. Honestly,
you can't expect everybody to have seen that. It feels like a very vital piece of information to the story that was buried in some TV show.
I think you're going to be okay.
Okay.
Why
does he have wings? I don't know.
He's the Falcon.
I thought he was Captain America.
He is, but he's used to be the Falcon.
Combined.
Yeah.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah. Falcon Punch. Anyway,
okay,
that was my next pick. So
maybe I'll see it.
All right, I think I know what your third one's going to be.
I don't think you do. I actually picked this movie today.
Oh,
like an hour ago when I was looking at movies coming out in 2025.
Okay,
it's a movie called F1 with Brad Pitt.
Oh,
it's like a movie, like an F1 movie. I don't know if you ever watched Drive to Survive on Netflix. There's 3 or 4 seasons. I didn't keep up with it all the way, but when it first came out, season 1, I was taken by it. F1 is really cool to me. I don't follow it. I don't watch it, but the sport itself, like that show is so cool to me. I love F1. And there's a movie coming out with Brad Pitt where apparently he's an F1 driver. And that is kind of all I need to know. I'm in on that.
Okay.
How do you feel about F1?
I don't know anything about F1, man. I don't know anything.
Pretty crazy.
I don't know anything.
Fighter jet on wheels.
Yeah, that I know it's very fast. And I saw a video against my will on Twitter of a guy getting literally chopped in half by one of those cars. Yeah. That's the state Twitter's in. You can just be accidentally scrolling and see someone die of gruesome death. But yeah, no, I'm aware of it. I don't know anything about F1.
They kind of explain just like what goes into actually being able to drive one of those cars at the speed that these people do, and it's almost like having superpowers. Like their reaction time just faster than a split second. It's crazy how fast everything happens out there. I don't know.
I do think I have seen like video footage of someone driving F1, and it is just like the road is coming at you at this
faster than you can process it. It's happening.
Yeah, just cannot compute that fast.
Yeah.
I only type.
What did you think?
I only type like 70 words a minute. So.
What did you think my third movie was going to be?
I thought you were going to say Thunderbolts.
I don't think I know what that is.
It's another Marvel movie.
Yeah, I scrolled past it. I don't. I've heard of it. I don't know like what it is.
I based on your beefs with Captain America, I think it's gonna fall right smack into category for you, like too many TV show people and people we don't give a shit about. So I actually am not very excited for Thunderbolts. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
Glad I didn't say Thunderbolts then.
Yeah, F1 with Brad Pitt sounds kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. As long as someone gets chopped in half. My third pick is going to be one that I don't know if this is going to be good or not. But the Russo brothers, who directed pretty much all the good Avengers movies, so like Endgame, Infinity War, they have one coming out with Chris Pratt and what's her name, Millie Bobby Brown, called The Electric State.
Okay.
And it is, I don't know what's going on. I want to say it's some kind of post-apocalyptic setting or something, but the world has basically been taken over by giant robots, or there's just giant robots around. But there's a lot of really, really, really cool scenes in the trailer with giant robots. And if you know Joshy, he loves giant robots. So I'm kind of geeked for this. I don't know if it's going to be good. I really don't, but the trailer looked really cool.
Dude, this looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look pretty awesome.
Is it some of these still shots? Okay, clearly it's not animated. Some of these still shots almost look animated, but
there's some stuff in the trailer that maybe looks like they did some practical stuff, but yeah, there's I mean, like, giant robots are all going to be CGI. The only thing this movie suffers from that makes me kind of wonder if it's going to be good is Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is in too much goddamn shit right now. I need him to chill out. I need him to be in less.
You're going to be over Chris Pratted.
I am over. You can't be like, even in like his voice work, dude. He's the Lego guy. He's Garfield. He's Mario. He's doing too much, man. He's doing way too much. And I'm glad that he's in a lot of stuff, because he came from being Andy on Parks and Rec, just a fat guy. Mm-hmm. And now he's just tearing it up as Hollywood's like leading man. I like Millie Bobby Brown. She's really good. I've seen her in some non-Stranger Things stuff where she holds her own. She's a great actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm there for the giant robots. Cody's having another coughing fit.
Sorry. Thank you for putting that on my radar. That legitimately looks really cool.
Doesn't it look fun?
After this, yeah, it does. Yeah. It looks weird. I like that.
I like weird. I like weird and violence. So.
And Chris Pratt.
And well, yeah. You take him or leave him. He's not bad, but he's doing too much. Calm the fuck down.
Leave my boy CP alone.
Yeah. That's kind of our movie. I'll throw a few out there before we end the segment. That way we can. Sure. We got what did we not talk about here? I'm looking, I'm searching. Apparently we've got, looking for the heavy hitters. The Minecraft movie's coming out this year. That looks like shit. Dogman looks cool. This is like a comic book that my kids read. Actually looks pretty fun. Looks rather enjoyable. We're getting a new 28. We're getting 28 years later this year.
Okay, I scrolled past it actually.
Yeah, 28 years later. Sequel to 28 Days Later. That I love 28 Days Later. That's a banger.
I need to watch that.
Of a zombie movie. Have you never seen 28 Days Later?
No, I'm gonna put it on my watch list right now.
It's freaky deaky, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good. It's a very good movie, but it's freaky. What
about Flight Risk, dude? Have you seen that trailer for Flight Risk?
I do not know Flight Risk.
With Mark Wahlberg, it looks weird, man. It looks cool.
I don't know.
A pilot transports an air marshal accompanying a fugitive to trial. As they cross the Alaskan wilderness, tensions soar and trust is tested as not everybody on board is who they seem.
Hmm.
So it's like movies where it's like one small setting, very intimate. I like those types of movies. They're fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And this one is a plane
I could see it.
flight risk.
Flight risk. I totally forgot we are getting a Fantastic Four movie this year.
I scrolled past it. I didn't know what it was. Is it like a legit, like
it's in the
yeah.
it's in the MCU. Well, I think it's technically in the MCU. I'm not sure, but yeah,
It's got Pedro Pascal in it.
Pedro Pascal. It's got the dude from The Bear, the big brother or the uncle, whatever, the cousin is in it.
Sure does, cousin.
Eddie from Stranger Things is in it. He's Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that might be fun. We're apparently getting a new Avatar this year. I'm gonna guess that's probably gonna get pushed since James Cameron takes forever to make movies. Dog shit Snow White movie. I don't know anyone who asked for that. I don't know anyone who wants to see that. The Mortal Kombat sequel.
Never saw the first one. Is it
Okay.
good?
It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Happy Gilmore 2. You're a golfer. Talk to me, man. You excited about Happy Gilmore 2?
It's probably going to be like every one of those other 2s that did not need to be remade.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
We're capitalizing on the damn the sequels right now. That's what Hollywood's doing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Peaky Blinders movie looks like is coming out this year.
Huh.
Never watched Peaky Blinders.
I had it recommended to me by 1 million people.
Yeah.
And I never watched it.
I ignored all 1 million. Here's a cool one that I don't know if it's on your radar or not, but Robert Pattinson's going to be in this movie called Mickey 17. And the only reason I'm bringing this up to you is because it's directed by the guy who directed that movie Parasite. You remember that movie?
The
The Korean movie.
Great movie.
So
yeah.
He's in this movie. I guess he is a clone or something,
Okay.
and it looks really wacky. But Parasite was
What
good.
is it called?
Mickey 17. MICKEY.
Okay.
Mickey
Dude, Parasite was
Parasite was really
top
good.
notch.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. Yep. Thunderbolts. Don't care about that. Oh, Cameron Diaz is going to be in a movie with Jamie Foxx called Back in Action. That's good for her. Let's see. Back in Action. Supposed to be getting a new Tron movie. Not a huge Tron guy. The How to Train Your Dragon.
Tron 1 was pretty cool, I thought.
What's that? Tron 1?
Tron, the first one was kind of cool.
Like the old Tron or like
that like
Tron Legacy?
Yeah, that one. It was
Okay.
kind of like that like synthy, cyberpunky, like weird kind of vibe. to it.
Sure. Did you find
Cool.
Mickey 17 yet?
I did. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
It looks weird. I see 2 Robert Pattinsons on screen looking at each other.
Yes, sir. Double the Pat. Pat.
Now, is this one in Korean?
No. He's directed English language film. He directed like Snowpiercer, which is all English cast. So
Okay.
yeah. How to Train Your Dragon live action film trailer looks pretty good. We're getting
New
a
Avengers.
huh?
Avengers Doomsday?
I don't think that's coming out this year.
Oh, opens 2026. I've gone too deep.
You went too far.
Toy Story 5, Shrek 5. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Next year's got all the movies.
they're hitting us with the heavies next year. 2026 is about to go
Dude.
off. Apparently, I don't give a shit about Toy
Wow.
Story 5, dude. I do not care. That series ended with 3.
Come on.
Yeah. Did you see
New Hunger Games.
Did you see Toy Story 4?
Dude, I lost track. Is that the one with the bear?
No, that's 3.
Okay, then 4 may have flown under my radar.
Yeah, it's not good. We're getting a new Fast and Furious.
Whoa.
Fast X Part 2. Fast 10 Part
wow.
2. Are you a Fast and Furious guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those
Yeah.
are fun, cheap action. I'm all about it.
Okay.
You just can't take it too seriously. When people are like, you could never do that with a car. Okay, you are not the fucking target audience then. It's not supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to be dumb and fun.
This is an interesting one I want to talk about. Until Dawn 2025 is based on that PlayStation game. Are you familiar with the Until Dawn games?
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Until Dawn, it's these kids get like locked in a house or something, and they keep dying in these weird ways and then like starting over.
Interesting.
Yeah. Until
I'm
Dawn.
looking at it right now. I kind of recognize it.
Yeah. Smurfs. Getting a Smurfs movie. Excited about that? I'm so amped. That looks like mainly it. It's 2025 feels like I don't know, man. There's some stuff that's we're heating up. This is episode 1 of Severance right now. They're laying out the breadcrumbs, but I don't think
feels like because everything was so behind and delayed that like it's all catching up now.
It's all catching up. We've had writer strikes, and before that we had COVID. So I don't know. Maybe the industry is just finally they're getting their wind back.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. There's some legitimately good stuff that looks like it's coming out this year, and then there's some stuff that's coming out that I don't give a shit about. But we'll see. We'll see.
As is every year, but it does seem like I didn't have to look very hard to find stuff that I was legitimately excited about watching.
I will say I'm disappointed that there's not like none of the things we talked about today had me as excited as Dune Part 2. Or
yeah, that's true.
I don't know, fucking Dune Part 1. I don't know. Those were legitimately the last 2 times that I got the Batman as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was another one.
No, Dune 2 was crazy.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of both Dune 1 and 2, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. It's on track to be an interesting year.
Drop your most anticipated movie of 2025 down in the comments.
Drop it, baby.
Drop it right there.
Right down there. Hey, want to say thank you to everyone who's watched and listened with us. Episode 60 is nutty. Can't believe we've done 60 of these. It's a good feeling. Poor Cody. He's just
it's that tickle, man. I just can't get rid of it.
That tickle. You can't get rid of it. Hey, if you watched with us this week, hey, subscribe, share it with your friends, give us a like, give us a comment, tell us what you're excited to see this year. If you're listening, leave us a review, get a little star rating, leave us a comment, share it with your friends as you do. And yeah, we'll see you at the movies.
We'll see you at the movies.
I'm going to go, I got to edit this podcast first. And then I'm going to go watch some American Primeval, baby.
Try and finish it by next week so we can talk about it.
I bet I can do that. I got to give a shout out to my son. He texted me or he called me during the show. He's like, give me a shout out on your show. So, Jax,
hell yeah.
Go to bed. It's way past your bedtime. Also, get fisted. He doesn't. I don't think he even knows that him playing Fortnite is now like our weekly sign off.
No, his fists are hungry.
His fists were starving, y'all. He was getting it. He was going to town with them whole cans or whatever. All right. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We'll see ya.
Bye.